On March 5th, I walked out of my last class filled with excitement as I was about to experience my senior year spring break. This year, I went to Cabo with my best friends. We had the time of our lives, just trying to live life to the fullest and not think about how close we are to the end and all of the lasts we are about to experience. Little did we know, the world was about to flip upside down and life as we knew it was about to change. As we headed back to America, we knew the coronavirus was going around and potentially among us, but we were relatively unfazed and ignorant to what was actually going on. The day after we got back, Wednesday, March 11th, is a day that we will forever remember as the day that took our senior year away. President Robbins sent an email saying that classes after spring break were going to be postponed and then online until April 6th. While this sucked, it didn't mean senior year was over quite yet, until we got the email that put the dagger in our hearts. President Robbins announced that when classes returned, they will be fully online for the rest of the semester. I was trying to stay optimistic that this whole coronavirus was not as serious as everyone was making it sound, and that it would just go away and we could return to school like nothing happened and finish our senior year as we planned. I shouldn't have done this to myself because it only led to disappointment. At least there was still one more thing we had to look forward to. Graduation. Many people were talking about how they thought it was going to get canceled, but I thought to myself, there's no way they can do that. It's only March, and how are we supposed to know that this is still going to be happening in May? This was a lesson that staying optimistic in situations like this doesn't really help because I just ended up disappointed. On March 20th, it was official. President Robbins announced that commencement was canceled. Honestly, this just led me to a full breakdown. My parents and family members all heard the news and were calling me about it. The first person to call me was my dad. The second I answered the phone, he said the words, "I assume you heard," and I just couldn't help but tear up. Just the thought of graduation being taken away from us was so hard to process. Every person that brought it up to me triggered those emotions again each and every time. Now, I don't want to be insensitive because I know that there are way more tragedies happening in the world right now, larger than our graduation being canceled. People are dying. This makes it hard for me to allow myself to be sad. But I know that these emotions are valid because senior year and graduation is something that we've been looking forward to for our entire lives. This is something that we are losing, so we are able to mourn this loss. After a few weeks went by, the class of 2020 was asked about a potential postponed graduation ceremony, and we were all more than willing to come back for it. Fortunately, the news came out that graduation has been rescheduled to homecoming weekend. This is, of course, if things are looking better by then. This was a small victory for the class of 2020 as we thought that we were going to lose the graduation experience altogether. Better late than never. Looking back at it now, our lives flashed before our eyes as we realized we experienced all of our lasts without even knowing it. Our last in-person college class, our last written exam, our last Saturday out at the bars with all of our friends, our last sorority event, our last meal on campus, our last late night study session at the library, and so much more. With everyone leaving Tucson in a hurry or not even coming back at all, there are so many people that I didn't even get to say goodbye to. I know this is only a small chapter of my life, but it's hard to see the light at the end of this tunnel. And while many people are saying that this is not that significant in the grand scheme of our lives, it's the biggest thing that we're going through, so it felt as though our world was falling apart. I knew I would be grieving my senior year, but I didn't think it would be like this. It just sucks knowing that this is how it had to end. A little part of me feels as though without graduation, there will be no closure to college, and this chapter of my life just ended. It breaks my heart to think that the class of 2020 will never know what the end of senior year and graduation was supposed to feel and be like. Almost 4 years at this school, meeting new people, exploring new places, learning new things, and making millions of irreplaceable, unforgettable memories. I will not let this unfortunate event overshadow all of the incredible moments I have to look back at my time at the U of A. I am extremely grateful for everything this school has given me. My chapter at this school is not quite over yet. I know I will be back. I know I will see these people again, and I know I will walk across that stage. This is only going to make the class of 2020 stronger and more united as we went through this together.
And we will never forget the class of 2020.